Boom squad in the house. I lower the boom when I do the cipher dash. But that's just Aggie Patch as I romance the blast. I take puffs on stuff rough enough to give a buzz to my guns, even though we don't touch the stuff. See this blunt in my front, some say might stink, but yo, the skunk helps me think, helps me think, helps me. I'm a boom smoker joker with the knack because I'm gifted. Some say misfit, but fuck it, let's get lifted. I get a box of 50, get 50 with a split G, and take on new jacks who tried to diss me. I've walked through the rain for doms at the
Hey, all you cosmic beings, welcome in to another beautiful Friday. Today we have Pandar, myself, Folt, Nuke, and Itsu, although you won't be able to see him today. His camera's acting up, but it's okay because we can hear it, and that is just fine. So Itsu, how you feeling today?
You know me, always hanging out, always being chill and great. Far as anything happening in life, nothing crazy. Just tired and hungry, but it's every day. Nuke, Nuke. How you doing? Why you turn like that?
Bro, he's practicing Blue Steel. Calm down.
Alright,
Right,
I got mine.
too.
Wait, what was that face? he
Blue
makes? He's like,
Steel! Bruh. Okay, first clip at 1 minute and 30 seconds. Please and thank you.
Nah, but I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. We getting in the swing of school things with Katie again. This is her first full week of stuff, so
Hell yeah.
she's back at it. And just really chilling today. Ain't got shit going on. So Kev, how you doing, man?
good. I got the hair whip and everything. No,
I know
I'm
it.
doing.
I whip my
I'm doing
hair
alright.
back and forth. I whip my hair.
Oh no, I'm just kicking it, man. One day at a time. I'm excited to get a little stoned, and then B, dive into this topic that you were wanting to talk about earlier, but I
I
had to
know
keep it
it,
on the
dude.
hush hush so that it didn't get ruined. So,
Mm-hmm.
Pandar, how you doing today?
Doing good. I got my notes, keeping notes. Watch what you say. You're being recorded.
You watch what you say.
Watch your mouth.
Now
Tell me how to live
recording.
my life.
That's my job, being the woman of the crew, is telling everyone what to do. Am I wrong?
She ain't far off.
Yes.
Yeah,
Nope.
ain't
You're
far off.
wrong.
You're
You forgot
wrong.
how being a woman works.
Bruh.
I would never
Bruh.
know how a woman works, bro.
Bruh.
That's fucking awesome.
See, that's why you can't be the boss. But yeah.
After these hair whips, bruh.
So before we dive into this topic, everyone needs to tap in. And by doing that, I'm about to stand up and join Folt at his desk in the student glass.
I'll actually
Tap
type
in.
in with my crazy medicines today.
Oh shit. Well, he tapped in with something, I guess.
I gotta get them. I forgot to take them this morning.
But I'll do that.
Nah, don't forget to take your meds.
Let me get that.
You don't want me to have a manic episode in the middle of this shit.
Bet you it
I
goes
mean,
viral.
yes, exploiting
this
someone's exploiting someone's shortcomings. Love it.
I mean, you see the gifs, right? Like the panda smashing the desk, the guys that get super frustrated at work and just start punching their monitors. Like they're all gifs on Discord. That would become you.
I
You
know,
would become a gif.
but I'm not gonna ruin my shit like that.
Yes, please don't. Because afterwards you'd be like, "Fuck!" Like you'd be more
I'd be
mad at
even more
yourself.
mad.
Yeah.
I bet so.
I mean, I've done that before. I've gotten frustrated and then I literally the desk before this one I broke it in half.
Oh my
Because
god.
I hit it and then it just exploded. And then when it exploded, it pissed me off even more. So then I hit it again. And then
This is
after
exactly
about
what
30
happened.
minutes, I pretty much was just walking around going, fuck. Because I was mad at myself for losing my shit.
There was
He heard that splash and he just went ham.
Yeah.
He heard splash and went crazy.
when I was a kid, my dad, I have a smart mouth on me. Like I'll smart off to anybody.
No.
Yeah. And
No.
I was driving
Never.
down the road with my dad, and he said something to me, and I smarted off to him, and he punched the windshield and cracked it. Like, I mean, cracked it.
Bro,
And
what did you say to him?
I looked over at the window. It ain't what I said to him then. It was what I said to him after that made him feel real bad. Is I looked and I saw it and I went, "You feel better now?"
Mm.
Let me just put it this way: his ass was not happy.
No.
You would have made me crash out of even more after that one. You feel better? I would have broke the windshield off the next punch, bro. You would have had me hot. Yeah, you would have had me hot, bro.
Hey, listen, windshields are designed to be kicked out. So the easiest thing to do is kick that bitch out. So the minute, I don't know. I think if somebody said that to me, I probably would have raised my feet up on the dash and started kicking the fucking window out. No, I'm not fucking done.
Oh, fuck. That's great. That's good.
I mean, there was one time I was drunk with in an old 4Runner, and I was getting out of it, and I don't remember what happened, but I was very upset about something,
We
and I just started kicking the passenger door.
all right.
Like I opened it and then I kicked it because it like sprung back at me. So then I kicked it and then I kicked it again. The next day I went and looked at what I had done. I had bent up part of like where the door opens up out. So now the motherfucker literally was spring loaded. Whenever the door was shut, you pull the handle and it would shoot out because
shit.
like I had fucked it
And
up.
if you didn't slam it shut hard enough, it was gonna come back and hit you in the face.
Oh,
No, so the more sober one of that night does know the whole story. And this is
Ooh.
me. This is
Who?
Tell me
something
the
that,
whole story.
of course, these
What
are
I said is good
times
enough.
that we were young, dumb, underage, shouldn't have been doing these things in the first place, but we were both drinking. Then we called a cab, and the town we lived in was super small, and no cabs were coming. What felt like 2 hours to us, which I'm pretty sure was not. We never got a cab, so we're like, all right, who's more sober? Who's driving home? I, again, don't ever do this. It's stupid. I'm so glad that we arrived alive, and it was an eye-opening experience, and it never happened again.
Yeah.
But we did. The 4Runner was a piece of junk that worked when it wanted, and there was a taillight that would work when it wanted, and sometimes it didn't. And go figure, this night, while we were driving home, it didn't. And we were pulled over. And as we got pulled over, Kevin proceeds to start puking out the window onto the cop car. That was step one.
Hey, if you want the cops to not ask too many questions, just keep throwing up.
So then the officer walks up to the door, and I was like chain smoking a Newport so that hopefully you couldn't smell alcohol in my breath. And she gets to the door, license and registration. I couldn't find the registration. I'm like, we just renewed it. It's got to be in one of these things somewhere in the back of the truck. And that's what made you angry, was we didn't know where the registration was. Because hello, being drunk, nothing makes sense. As much as people say, you show your true colors when you're drunk. No, you make stupid fucking choices like this when you're drunk. So it's not true. That's not who I am. Moving on. So thankfully, I couldn't find the registration, so I never really talked to the officer. And eventually, she was just like, okay, get him home, because he's still proceeding to just vomit out the car. And we were 2 minutes from our home. And she's like, just get him home and find your registration and get your light taken care of. Like, she was just done. Done.
Well, to be
Jesus.
fair, I'm pretty sure the first set of throw up out the window proceeded to get it directly on the cop car
It did.
because we were still driving.
Yes, we were making a turn.
So I think she was already like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, man, and then do I really want to put this guy in my car? You
So
know?
to that
Like,
officer, if for some reason you happen to hear this story and remember this, thank you for not ruining our lives with DUIs, because really
we did get home safely.
did get home
and we
safe,
did learn
and
a
we
valuable
learned our
lesson from that
lesson.
experience. Yes. Now, beyond life lessons.
What about this stupid NFL shit? Oop, wrong time to ask about stupid NFL shit.
What happened?
Who?
She was asking about the NFL thing that you wanted to bring
Oh, my bad. Josh came in and said something to me. So, I just want to take a second to talk about how stupid millionaires are and acting like, oh, woe is me. Cam Newton apparently said that checks don't come in the same, and he can barely provide for his 8 kids like he once did after losing $6 million of his NFL salary.
I mean,
Like,
Sounds
bro,
like a
you
skill
should.
this
issue.
Go ahead.
so partially it is a skill issue, but
Yeah, no,
it's a skill
absolutely.
issue in the essence of learning to invest correctly and things like that. Like he's been afforded a lot of opportunity to invest in things,
Mhm.
and some of that he absolutely earned. I'm sure he busted his ass, right?
Yeah,
Trying to stay competitive in a very, very competitive space. So I mean, like I get what he's saying, but it is kind of funny when you look at it from like an everyday person's perspective and the amount of money that we're afforded and can use to invest, right? Versus
right.
the different deals that he's signed, the multiple millions he's made, and then probably hundreds of millions too. I don't actually know, but it's fairly substantial. Um,
Yeah.
you know,
So,
and then you got sponsorship deals and all these other things that he did have for a while. So this is just a lesson that other people should learn. Like when that money comes in, it doesn't mean it's going to come in forever. You
Yeah.
got to learn to invest and be smart with your money, even if you are extremely successful in bringing in a very large income. There will come a day where that changes.
Right.
So.
so I didn't hear the exact statement. I think high brain. What is he bitching about again? I'm sorry.
Basically, he's bitching because he's not getting as much as he used to, which, honestly, I mean, he shouldn't have been getting as much as he had. He wasn't a good football player in the fucking get go anyway.
Yeah, so let's
But
not even
like,
start with how honestly athletes are overpaid anyways.
yeah,
Well, they are, but it's because athletes are part of the entertainment industry, which is super,
And I
super
get it
conflated.
that
I
their
mean,
career lifespan is shorter and blah 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 blah. Did anyone tell what's his face that?
I don't know who what's his
The
face
the
is.
old ass quarterback.
Brady.
I think she's thinking older. I think she's thinking
Oh,
Madden.
No,
you
John
I
talking?
don't
Madden.
know. That's I was like, there's someone who was like a quarterback for way too fucking long recently.
Oh yeah, that would have been Tom Brady.
I thought there was someone from the
He's
Packers too.
retired like 2 or 3 times now and can come back.
That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. I
well, he
don't
keeps
know.
fucking winning shit, so it
No,
is what
it's
it
like
is, I guess.
he's like the Jimmy Johnson of fucking
But how
football, bro.
fucked is it? It only works for a quarterback because they don't actually just throw the ball. Like, good luck
Oh
having a
no,
linebacker that's
it
like,
didn't used to work for quarterbacks. Quarterbacks used to get their shit stomped like regularly. But all these new regulations, because no one wants to see somebody who's this large, this massive inspirational star to a whole bunch of people, see them later in life, and because of all the concussions they got and all this other shit, like they can barely function. So
Yeah.
they've changed a lot of regulations, and now if you like fart on a quarterback,
it's a penalty.
it's a penalty. So so now
I'd be
quarterbacks,
I'd be mad as fuck somebody tackle me on the field and then fart on me. But
yeah,
I'd
it's a
be
red flag. Red flag.
Okay, well then, don't get tackled by one of like any
No,
of
but
our
the
children.
reality is quarterbacks used to get hit by 350-pound dudes running full fucking speed,
yeah,
like trying to kill them because they
yeah,
were just trying to get them off the field. And like, I get it. I do think football's becoming a bit pussified, but at the same time, I kind of understand the why, right? Like if you can make it an
yeah,
enjoyable game that everyone can enjoy and then people can retire and go live a life, that's great. If people retire and then 5 years later have all these problems because of how hard a sport football was, like football was a lot more brutal
right.
than it is today.
Right. And getting back to what I was saying, like the only thing that really makes me upset is the fact that like you were a celebrity, you made all this money, you made your bad choices, stop coming out with a woe is me article when
Fair.
we as everyday Americans don't get woe is me articles. We don't have people when our houses, well, sometimes we do, but the fucking, I don't know if y'all saw with all the LA fires, a lot of celebrities like had lost their houses and they were setting up
Yeah.
GoFundMe's and everything. And I'm like, y'all make millions of dollars. This isn't even hurting you.
No. But
Well,
then
it
now
does.
there's
It does hurt them, but it's very different, right? It's not the
yeah,
same. They can still go to fucking Burger King and get a burger if they want to. It's not hurting them down to the point where they literally
have to
can't.
change their lifestyle.
Right.
No, where they literally have to go, "Can I eat tonight?" Like there are
Right.
way more people in the world that are struggling to fucking just eat a meal 3 times a day.
You're
And then
right.
yeah, you've got these other people that, to be fair, when you've changed how you live, then trying to go backwards feel like it feels impossible. So they go through the same feelings that people who make significantly less and
They're
struggle
just
go
not as
through,
legitimate.
even though they're not nearly as in danger as those people.
No,
So,
I
Right.
like,
get what you're
it's a
saying.
weird human condition thing, but you're not
I get what
wrong.
you're saying.
No,
I
I
get
mean, I
what you're
get
saying.
it, but it is. And it's like, wow, just take a moment to put yourself in someone else's shoes. It's the same thing
Yeah.
we teach children and how to empathize with other people. And it's like, it's just harder to empathize with people who have it made, who it's
Right.
not life ending.
No, but to be fair, like yeah, it is kind of silly, but I get it from a psychological perspective. Like your
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
standards of living have adjusted and you've become accustomed to these things. So like going backwards is terrifying. It could feel like you're one step away from being homeless, right? Even though that could be very far from the truth. It's still those same feelings. But I agree with you, Nuke. I do think it's silly, but I think people who are watching should definitely just prepare. Like when you get those things, if those things come your way in life, don't just go buy 10 fucking multi-million dollar houses, right? Like
Right.
think about it. Who's going to buy those houses if you need to liquidate for any reason to reinvest or do anything? There's not a big list,
No.
right? But if you live in a regular fucking house that's nice, that's $400,000, right? That's still a nice fucking house.
Yeah.
But your market is significantly wider. There's a lot more people that are software engineers that are like they live they work earn a good middle income wage and can afford that because their
Right.
credit's good and whatever. So if a football player lived in a house like that versus living the way that a lot of them choose to live, which is very extravagant, having many cars, well, cars are just maintenance nightmares. It's
Yeah.
slightly better than a boat in terms of a sinking investment, right? Like,
Dude, boats are terrible, homie.
right. But that's
Fuck
what I'm
that shit.
saying.
We won't get
You've got to be smart. Like, think about your investments. If a football player turned around and took his salary and bought up real estate and then literally just had another company that manages the properties, then when his career's done, he's still going to be making 30, 40, $50,000 a month in rent.
Yeah.
He'll be fine. Like that's insane. That's amazing, right?
Yeah.
Like,
it's the similar thing like that happens when like a normal average person wins a lump sum, like wins the
yeah.
lottery. The sad part about it is most of those people end up blowing it.
Yeah, and they end up actually, I think statistically speaking, they end up worse off in the
Yeah.
long run.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Because they like buy things that they forget that they then have to pay property taxes on, that once that money's gone they can't afford anymore.
Right.
Yep.
And that's the funny thing is things that are expensive and more expensive cost more to maintain. So unless you're making millions in like passive income, it probably isn't a great idea to have something that costs you a significant amount of money every year perpetually, right? If you don't have perpetual income, at some point this shit's going to go down and you're not going to be able to maintain that quality of life anymore. Pretty simple, but
Facts. Well, that was a good money minute.
Money
Yeah.
minute.
Be better with your money.
Yeah, man. Facts. I mean, that's just like
I wish I was. Like, I wish I had better advice as a child to manage
Who
money
you
better
telling, bro?
and invest my time in.
we
That's what
definitely
they
have
should have
impulsive
taught.
moments.
I think everybody
feel that.
does to a degree. To a degree.
To a degree.
But I
To a
am
degree.
impulsive.
There's times where I can be very impulsive, especially with money. There's times where I'll be like on my last couple of dollars. I'm like, but I can get this though, and I'll go ahead and get it. Now I'm struggling for the next week.
Yeah.
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 I mean, definitely times where it's like, I think we're more impulsive with hobby items because there's so many things we want to, like, we're just inquisitive people. We want to learn, we want to do, we want to put our hands on all these different types of things and figure out how it works. Bruh, don't you know Diddy Me?
Something's going on.
No.
What?
My screen is fucked. Something's going on.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
He's being hacked.
Technical issues here.
I mean, you're still here.
Okay. I think I'm good. That was weird.
It was an only you problem. Skill issue.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
You won't. You won't. You won't.
Oh, don't do that.
I was like, please, we're not starting that because, yeah, no.
I will leave and come back 3 times.
I can see Nuke
Bro,
doing
I'm
that.
gonna get a
I can see him
a
do it.
cardboard cutout of myself that I can just next stream put up here and then turn the camera on just so it's just a cardboard cutout version. It should be funny as fuck.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
That
And
would
then
be
I'll
pretty
make that
good.
my
That would
away
be pretty good.
screen on OBS.
That's
So that when I'm
how
away.
the you won't no balls. This Kevin. That's how he gets me to do shit.
It is, yeah.
Gotta.
You won't.
Because he knows. Dude, I've jumped a fence at a baseball field for a ball because a baseball player said, you won't.
And like no, it was like it had the little like twisted
Barbs.
pieces
Oh
at the top.
yeah.
I
And
cut
she
myself
did.
up.
Yeah.
But
It
I
was
got
worth
the
it.
ball.
She didn't even realize it though. She was half drunk, so
I mean,
she was fine.
he's practically
fine.
invincible anyway.
I got the ball and then they signed it because they're like, all right, yeah, she did it.
I would sign it too. Like I just watch you struggle and
It was a
do
home
all that
run
extra
ball
shit.
that was hit out the field. And I was like,
Yeah,
this
I
was
would
at a
never.
Tides game.
I was like, I should
Yeah, I
go
would have
get
never.
that. And we were in like a VIP section because his work, like some work party,
Oh yeah.
which was probably even worse because then everyone at work saw this. And I was like,
It's fine.
Man, they probably ain't really talk about it anyway.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
like, bro, Kevin,
Work
his
is an interesting
family
place.
are crazy ass motherfuckers.
You see what his wife did at the game? Oh my god!
Jumped a
was
fucking
that?
fence.
Jumped the fence, grabbed the ball.
Well, yeah, she jumped into like this like unmaintained area. It
Oh
was
shit!
There's like broken
Yeah, it was-
glass and shit. And I
Oh my
had
god.
flip flops that I ditched at some point.
Mm.
I think that was when you were trying to climb the fence because climbing a
Mhm.
fence in flip flops is not easy.
No.
This shit.
But my trailer fart.
Trailer park? Nice.
All right.
trailer park feet could handle it barefoot.
Yeah, them gravel roads, they do work. All right, what else is there cracking today? Like, what's popping off?
Let's see. I had a list here. Now I gotta
Most of
open
the
it.
shit I see is all political shit. I'm tired of it.
I'm with you.
Man, welcome to being an
America.
adult.
I
That's
know
it.
it,
I
bro.
feel like that's
it's
all
so
it is.
shitty. It's
Don't
so
you want to
shitty.
know about everything
Don't
Yeah,
you want to
where
know
all
how
of a sudden-
Zelensky didn't show up to the White House in a
Oh my
suit?
lord.
No,
Ugh.
actually,
Oh, hold on. Remember how I was talking about Adam Sandler the other day?
Yeah.
Oh, did you see
Y'all
what he
see
wore
how
to
he
the
showed up to the
Oscars?
Yeah, you see, bro, that would have been me.
That, yeah,
100%. He showed
I'd
up
have
in a
been in
fucking hoodie and shorts, bro. He was chilling.
would have
That's
been
the
in
way
a
he
onesie.
is, homie. That is the
Yeah.
way he is.
Did you? I don't know if y'all watched the Oscars, but did y'all see like? Okay, so they had Conan O'Brien host it, and his like little intro skit thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was really weird. So they had the skit was it was this dude I guess from production trying to get Conan like you're on set like we're starting we're live
Mhm.
like where you at you're gonna be late and it cuts to like inside his dressing room and it's this naked lady and she's like going through something and she falls on the floor and her back opens up and Conan O'Brien starts crawling out.
that's fucking weird.
What
Yes,
happened?
Hold
yes.
on. But I wonder if it's like a joke on AI generation, like AI generated shit, because it's so weird and off the wall and like just crazy.
Let's see if I can find that whole skit. That whole thing was weird, dude. Like he like lost his shoes, so he went back inside of her to go find the shoe and crawled back. Yes,
He
bro.
went in her too
In her too, yeah. The new
Yeah.
medication.
for breast cancer.
Mhm. Oh, nice.
It's not good for your unborn child
No,
to
Can
be
I-
in
to
her
be
too.
in her too.
I want to share the screen because I have it here. This is so weird to me, dude. Yeah, like the girl injects herself with some drug. She passes out on the floor, and then Conan starts crawling out of her back. Yeah, dude, it was crazy. It was super weird. It was super weird. Oh my god, let me.
And this is on live TV now. Like that
Yes,
actually makes me mad.
yes.
Why are
I'm
we showing someone inject themselves with something on live fucking TV that kids are fucking watching?
I
And
just sent it to you. Look at that shit.
I think that kind of leads to like the desensitization of children today and like what they're
It does.
exposed to. Rated
It does.
R, when we were growing up, like if boobs or something was in something, the shit was rated R. You had to be 16 to see it. Like,
My grandpa
nah.
thinks the the reason why it's so easy to desensitize kids is to be able to prepare them. Like, say you show a kid a fucking asteroid hitting Earth every day for a month. He's gonna be so desensitized to that if it actually happens, it won't cause any panic within that child
Yeah.
or within that adult when they get older. You see what I'm saying? It's a way to kind of numb them to what's going on. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just bothers me.
No,
does.
it's still a bad thing. Like that shouldn't be on TV for kids to sit down and be like, "You see that, Mom? Conan O'Brien just crawled out of a woman's back." Like, what?
I mean, it's clearly not, right? But
Yeah, he's not really doing
It's-
it, but like,
like I mean, what is it supposed to be? It's weird.
That was fucking creepy.
that's what.
Yeah.
Thank you. Like, what is that supposed to even do? Like, what is that for? Who is that for? That is
That's why I said, like, I don't know what there's got it. Somebody had a meaning behind it,
whoever
but
came up
I
with that
don't fucking know what it was.
couldn't tell you. Couldn't tell
And
you.
that was Demi Moore that was the
Yeah, the
actress.
lady.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. But yeah,
No, that was weird. That was weird as fuck.
Yeah.
And
I
like,
bet that's what
why-
it feels to do heroin though.
makes sense. Maybe that's what it was for.
I don't know.
And
I mean,
never
they
will.
did legalize small amounts of heroin and crack in Oregon and shit like that. So
No, well, there you
I'm
go.
pretty sure they're already decriminalizing it. Or like not they're already reinstating its criminalization.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah.
I'm pretty sure
Well,
I saw
good.
something about that it
They
did
shouldn't
actually.
have done it beforehand.
No, I mean I'm not here for that at all.
Yeah, no, that
They
it.
did legalize like psychedelics, though. I think that's
Yeah, like
Yeah, that'd
That's
be
fine.
nice. That'd be nice.
I do think that's
PCP.
fine. But like
I mean,
PCP.
honestly, I just
genetically
want a
made
microdose
fucking
legally.
things like heroin, meth. Like no, I don't think we should be allowing like promoting people to do that.
Meth is all right,
You
but the
can't
rest of
fucking
it's not.
function on it day to day. You can't.
I've seen some functioning meth heads. Don't fucking question that shit.
I've seen some functioning crackheads.
So they start beating on their chest and acting all cattywampus.
That's
Or
that's
There
bath
may
salts.
be a small percentage out there, but from my family history, it's not something I want to continue seeing. I've
yeah,
lost too
Oh, I
many.
understand. Yeah.
it'd be like that fucking video I showed y'all about that dude smoking freebasing cocaine. I will not. I will not freebase cocaine.
That
That
shit
is
was from
no
like the
longer a part of
fucking
my life.
80s or something.
It is from
That
the
shit
80s.
was
Dude, that
old.
shit was funny. Y'all really need to watch the whole rest of it when he talks about beating his girlfriend, because that shit gets wild.
Ugh. I will probably pass, but that's just me.
No, I think the newer trend, at least with kids, it seems like the next generation might be better and a little better at staying away from certain things,
Yeah,
I hope
yeah.
which
so.
is good. Like, I mean, to be
some of
fair,
them ate
as much
Tide
as
Pods, though.
I mean, that was
I
I'm
mean, we
skipping
all
that
did stupid
generation.
shit too.
Not
I've
eating
done some
a
dumb shit.
They were
fucking
just trying to
packet of
clean their
soap.
insides, like Trump said to do. No, I'm
You
just
know
kidding.
what?
Oh shit.
They
Oh,
they might have ate soap, but
speaking of Trump,
we had mosquito trucks go by and blow out stuff to fucking kill
oh yeah,
mosquitoes, and we breathed in that shit, and it killed everything else too. So
that's true.
I think a little bit of Tide Pods ain't gonna
Do
hurt
you guys
nothing.
remember that little bit on humanity that I said earlier? How we try to
yeah,
just barely fuck everything up.
Yep.
We're
yeah.
good at it.
That's our best thing.
Um,
That's
yeah.
our shit right there.
Historically, if you just look back, almost everything had some kind of side effect, downfall, whatever.
Hmm.
So that we weren't expecting. We're like,
Speaking
man,
of,
plastic is great. Holy fuck, it's in everything now and it's in our bodies. Uh-oh.
no, we're dying. Speaking of
Oh
Trump and
well.
drugs, did you hear? I don't know if it's true, but Trump said he wants to give the death penalty to all drug dealers.
Get the fuck out of here,
That's
bro.
apparently what.
stupid.
That was good time,
That's
perfect
that's
time.
very yeah, that's very dumb.
Yeah, that makes sense. Let's not put all the murderers and rapists on fucking
Let's get the
the
drug dealers. Let's get
list.
the
Let's
dude
get the
selling
drug
10.
dealers.
No, let's
Let's get
just
the dude
Lo
selling
and
10 a
behold,
G.
the amount of time you get in jail for drug stuff, like drug related shit,
That's so
comparative to
fucking
things like
stupid.
rape, which
rapists
are
and
fucked up.
pedophiles.
Yeah, no. Like
Yep.
Are
our
you
justice
kidding
system is
Honestly,
me?
terrible.
I just feel like Trump just say shit just to say it, just to see if people be like, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea," and then he'd be like, "Yeah, let's do it." Like I don't even
There's
think
a
he
big
How do
difference
you think he's
between
always trending?
He's probably
Because he
doing
says
drugs
stupid
with
shit.
Musk now, so they're just both as fucking
they're both doing
fucked.
ketamine
yeah, probably. But I mean, there's a big difference between somebody trying to make extra money,
and
right?
someone
And
that's trying to.
somebody who's like actively killing people,
Thank
like
Like a
you.
lacing
terrorist
shit.
organization.
Well, like drug dealers that do fucked up stuff, like lace shit, right?
Yeah.
So that they can make more money, but they are knowingly fucking these people up. Like
Like
that's
Yeah.
swimming.
different,
Yeah, that's different.
right? You're
That's a
crossing a
difference.
line there. But if you
Right.
are just a tradesman, what the fuck is wrong with that in this country? This country's founded on that.
Like buying
Yep.
an extra ounce, selling a little here or there. Like,
If somebody
fine.
wants weed and you can provide weed, you're nothing more than providing a service in your community.
Just a business,
And it,
man.
exactly. And what's wrong with that? Like
You
literally
gotta
this country
pay.
is founded on it.
You gotta pay your taxes.
That's
yeah,
all it
that's
is.
the
Okay,
problem.
then
They
say,
Exactly.
can't
"Excuse
tax.
me, sir, you owe me taxes." And
They
then when
can't
they
tax
have to
Day Day on the
investigate how
street.
much money they approximately put through their bank account, different system, I don't know how they're going to figure it out.
Well,
I'm not, but I don't think it's okay to just make those people evil
true.
because they're
Yeah,
not.
and then
Taxes are fucking evil.
but the
That's
thing with
why people are
taxes is
trying to avoid them.
like the thing with taxes is I know someone who serves people on the street, and he's been serving since he was 10 years old to help his mom pay bills.
Yeah.
So do you tax the 10-year-old child that's just trying to help his mama not be homeless? You know what I'm saying? Like it's a weird thing. Like, yes, this 10-year-old child shouldn't be selling drugs, but at the end of the day, him and his brothers got to have somewhere to sleep, got to
Yeah, I
have something to
mean,
eat.
but what are your options at 10?
And
How
at
do you
10 years
make
old, what are your
money at
options?
10 other than doing anything criminal?
Exactly.
You can't, because there's laws that say you are not allowed to go get an actual job.
At the
It's
age of
child
10.
labor.
Right.
So I
So, I
mean,
mean,
That's
I don't
something
know.
we should bring back.
What, child labor?
Yes.
yo.
No,
Called
so I think
chores,
it's
buddy. It's
No,
called
it's
I mean, I
called fuck
chores.
them kids.
so I think but I think if it's done correctly, there are children in this world who are 13 and they're like, I want to fucking work. Like, I
Yeah,
want to
the
bring in money. I want to do my own things.
times are
And I think
changing.
there should be a path for those kids, because
Times are changing.
it's not really fair. Like, you're looking at them and literally saying, no, you can't work because it's against the law. But if they're willing to work, they desire to work, you're kind of hurting them. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
And
I
honestly,
understand why the law exists, because of like despicable practices where people use 10,000 kids and only pay them 50 cents each or 25 cents each every day, right? To
mhm,
mass
mhm.
produce products and shit. Yes, that's fucked up, right?
Yep.
But a 13, a 12-year-old kid who just legitimately is like, no, I want to
I'll
go
bag
work.
groceries. Like, they ain't got to do something crazy, and
It's
that in
better
of
than them
itself,
getting themselves in trouble, right?
it keeps
Like,
them
you
off the
set up
street,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
keeps them out of gangs. If a 13-year-old kid can get up and go apply for a Walmart job, I guarantee you that that little kid will take that job before actually going out there and
And trying
grabbing
to
a gun
join
and
a
go trying
gang.
to rob some. Yeah, and trying to go rob somebody.
Yep.
Definitely
Yeah.
would see that. Times are changing, and so yes, child labor is a bad thing, but if it's not regulated properly.
Well, I
Right.
No
think
one,
it's
no one's
ultimately up to the
We're not trying to
children,
say put
right?
them in
Like,
sweatshops like
right.
fucking
Like, we're
China,
not.
dude.
Yeah, we're not
right.
telling people to go make these kids slave and go do
Oh,
limit to what they can do. Like, limit what they can do and where they can work.
they
They already
have
did.
bring your kids to work days, and the kids get to
Hmm.
put things on and walk
Ooh.
around with their kids. There's also plenty of home people who are trying to establish home businesses and shit, and their
Yep.
kids help them all the fucking time,
Like
and they pay
nowadays,
them.
nowadays
Like,
there's kids on Twitch that's making more money than a regular adult working in
Facts.
facts.
a regular job. So
I have
these kids want to make money.
Yeah.
I have like a follow-up question to this.
What's up?
If the like age you start working changes and
Hmm.
people are getting into the workforce sooner, do you think that then means they should be able to retire sooner?
Yes. Well,
I do. Because right now you're supposed to work until you can't fucking move anymore.
true.
It hurts to get up and do anything. So work, work, work your whole life. Oh, now you get to retire. It's time to enjoy the world. Here's
I
your
say
piddly
instead of
payment from Social Security because that's, all you're
Well, how about this?
deserving.
Instead of setting it at a specific age for all citizens, depending on when you started working to when you stop, if you start working at this age, you can retire at this age. If you start working at this age, you retire at this age. Have it as brackets instead for age group to a certain age group, and then those people should be able to retire. But don't make it to where it's like, oh, you're 45, cool, you can retire. Give them some years, maybe like 55, 60 at the max.
I don't understand why the government gets to control when we say we're retired.
That is
Like,
also true.
it's
That is,
independent of time frame, in my opinion, right? There's different jobs. If you do construction for 30 fucking years, you're going to be a lot more beat down and broken than somebody
yeah,
who is an accountant for 70.
yeah,
Like, it's
yeah,
just a
yeah,
different scale. You
yeah.
can't measure the two the same way. Like, I think instead of setting a retirement age and that's when you get some kind of bullshit government handout. Maybe the government, I don't know, should do better at educating the people and have some services available to contact for guidance, but let people invest in their own retirements. You shouldn't be you
Hmm.
shouldn't be stuck just working and working and working until you get to retire when they say you do. It should be more like you're self-driven and you're trying to establish a way to retire on your own. Like, and with the right proper guidance, that money you set aside for Social Security today, if you put that in your own fucking bank account for 60 years, dude, you'd be all right. Like,
Right? Yeah. Pretty. Yeah.
and if you
I
had
agree. I think
some
you're right.
wisdom and actual proper education on investing instead of some of the classes they have in school, there, I do believe like economics and financial things should be something that's taught at a high school level.
I
Because
wish they taught that in high school for me.
there's a lot of high schoolers that just get thrown out into the world when they turn 18.
And they don't know what the fuck to do.
Right. And then they turn to things like, how can I make a fast buck? Well, I can make money standing on the street and keeping an eye out for cops, and they'll give me money, or I'll do this. Like,
Hmm.
they get coerced, right, into becoming bad people, but they're not bad people.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
I don't
that's
know how to
me in high
explain this.
school. I would sell a little bit of weed just so that I could smoke weed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then, well, it kind of sucked because then I became an adult and went to apply to be a 911 dispatcher. And
Mm.
during the introductory thing, the first that they mentioned was all applicants must take a lie detector test. No applicants can have ever sold drugs. And I'm like, I even went up to the person afterwards and I'm like, I sold a little bit of weed in high school.
Does that
And
even
just like
count?
explain the
Right. Like,
situation. I'm
no.
like,
And she
that's not
did. She
who
was
I
like, does
am
that count?
now. Because at the time I wasn't smoking and we were completely sober. And I'm like, that's not what I do now. It's just a childhood thing. Like, does
Yeah.
that still apply? And they're like, yeah, sorry. Might as
That
well
makes
not
sense.
come back.
Meanwhile, the CIA lifted restrictions on hackers, so you can be a fucking druggie if you want and still work for the CIA,
Makes
as
sense.
long as you're a hacker and you're deemed necessary.
I
Makes sense.
don't get
Makes
how
sense.
that equated to me helping someone with a 911 dispatch call.
Yeah, yeah. I guess because I don't know. I guess it's to help prevent you trying to help. Say someone like rob somebody.
What?
They just automatically assume since you sold weed that you'll help someone who's trying to rob somebody, and the person that got robbed calls the cops. It's like, oh, what? And then you type in some fake bullshit ass information to help the robber get away. That's the only reason why I would assume that they would make you take a lie detector
That's
test,
a
and then
leap.
also,
That's a
but
fucking
yeah,
leap.
that's a reach all in and of itself. Like that's a reach. I
But
don't know.
they're allowed to have their stupid regulations and turn away anyone they deem doesn't fit what they want. And
And
that's just how
DEI is the
business is
problem.
afforded all of those niceties. People
And
aren't afforded shit. Like, you
Especially
should be
I
to
given a
make
that
a
makes
chance.
mistake.
sense.
You're not
Dude, if
afforded
you're,
to make mistakes in
well,
life.
but like, why should you not be able to get a job as a 911 operator just because of a choice you made in one
I
point
mean,
in your life?
did we watch
People
that
grow
video?
and change.
Did we watch that video of the kid getting trapped in his own van, and the
Yeah.
police dispatcher was part of the reason why that they couldn't save him because she ain't do her job, or the
Yeah.
system kept freezing.
Yeah. Well, it was one thing, then it was another. She thought
Yeah.
it was a prank call, so she was
Hmm.
like half-ass helping the kid.
You see what I'm saying? So it's not even. You got people that probably never sold drugs in their life, and they're still fucking up as a 911 dispatcher, but yet you're worried about
100%.
someone back in high school who was probably a sophomore selling a gram of weed so they can just go out and have a good
Yeah.
time.
Low key,
It
I'm glad
was
I didn't get the
stupid.
job because I'm way too empathetic. So I feel like it would have probably caused like severe PTSD.
Probably.
Like trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do hear they go through some shit. They hear some shit. So
I mean, you could be lucky, or you could be one of the unlucky ones.
you can
But
get all the
yeah,
calls where it's just an old lady stuck in her closet.
yeah. I mean, you
Mm.
can,
Cactus in a
but
tree.
there's lots of tragic things
Yeah,
that
cats in
happen
a
every
tree.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know. It's one of those jobs where you just can't predict what's coming in.
Right.
You just can't predict it. Um,
No, but I, I, I don't know. The world's funny. It really is.
it's set up
Because
really weird now.
every single adult today can look back to a moment of time and be like, wow, I'm really glad I didn't fucking keep going down that road.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, 100%.
so we've all
100%.
done dumb shit and we've all learned and adjusted. And then those that haven't continued down those paths and wound up where they wound up. But I just don't understand why we can't we can't learn from our own past that, hey, we probably would have done things differently. We would have been nicer. We would have done
Mhm.
whatever looking back, right? Why
Yeah.
not afford somebody that chance? Like, I'm
Yeah.
just saying, everybody has that shit.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm glad I'm alive. Like,
Yeah,
I
what?
honestly didn't think I was going to live past 30. And as a kid, dude, I have like 5 or 6 times I almost died. Like,
Yeah.
literally an inch away from being run over by a tire. Like, I fell in a parking lot when we were goofing off or whatever, and my friend slammed on brakes and his car stopped right in front of my face. Like, I'm just saying, I did really dumb shit. And I look back and I'm like, I'm really glad I'm not that same person anymore. And it
Mhm.
all comes with getting older, wiser, perspective. Everyone changes.
Yeah. Yeah. And that
Facts, man.
and that's how you know you're a good person when you're able to grow and change and learn from those past things and learn not to do those things again, you
Yeah.
know. And not saying that you're going to become that perfect person and never mess
No
up
one
again or
ever will
never.
be.
Yeah,
No.
you're gonna always make mistakes, but being able to one get it back up when you fall or when you fail, get back up, brush it off, be like, you know what, that was kind of dumb of me, and keep it going, and try your best to stay on a straight path. Like I know people that to this day are still struggling, but they know that when they get to that low point
Hmm.
and they have that choice of I can go do this, and it'll make me faster money.
Yep.
Or I can stay on this path. It sucks. It's hard. It's taking too long. But I know it's a lot better off for me in the long run. A lot of people don't see down the road.
Yeah.
They only look as far as they can see their feet, and that's not how you do things. You know what I'm saying? You can't live by a pace by a foot to keep
Yeah.
it going. But
No, it's a one day at a time type thing. And
hmm
yeah, I think a lot of people try it and then things get a little harder before they actually get easier, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
then that's kind of where it dies. Like, man, I gave it a shot, but I
At least
can't
I
make money
tried.
this way or I can't do this. And then they kind of fall back into whatever old habits,
Hmm
places that they can make money that might be a little sketchy,
Yeah,
but
yeah. I mean, I just,
again, money is the root of all evil.
yeah, yeah. Once I tell people once you get over the fact, like once you forget about the fact that you need to make money, everything becomes a lot easier. When you stop putting money as the focal point, like yes, you need it
Hmm.
to pay rent, pay medical bills, buy this, buy that, put gas in the car, get food, groceries, buy clothes for the kids. Yeah, I get it. You need it and it's always there, but if you treat it as essentially as my grandpa would say, if you treat it as a god, then all you're going to do is worship it. You're going to do whatever you can to worship that
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you start to, and he was like, you don't even have to use actual God. You don't have to use actual religion as something to kind of take your mind off of it. But if you find something that helps you realize that money is just always going to be a byproduct of something you put into or the effort you put in,
Yeah.
you'll be straight. You'll be straight. You'll live a happiest life you'll ever live. And I agree with that, and I believe in that 100%.
Yeah.
No matter how much money you're making or how much money you bring in, if you're happy in what you're doing and with yourself, your money is always the last thing.
Yeah.
in terms of
No,
importance. You know what I'm saying?
I
Or
think the big issue there is I think a lot of kids' perspective of life is miscued through
yeah,
television and social media, right? They don't
hmm
see real people that are happy living normal lives in little houses. They see extravagant things. They see
I won't
all
even
these different celebrities and actors and actresses, how they're treated, the fake lives they live through the shows they're
I won't even
portrayed
say
in.
they don't see the normal people living a normal, happy life. What they do is they see those people, but it doesn't. They don't equate that to being happy. You see what I'm saying? That those
Right.
two don't connect.
To be
But
successful is to be happy. And how do you
hmm
be successful when you have all these things? And
right, and so they see these
you can be
people.
happy with virtually nothing.
Right. They see people with these things living their normal life, and then they just say like, you know, that's boring or that's not cool because, like you were saying, they go on social media and now they see fucking
Right.
Snoop Dogg and all these famous people living doing extravagant things that they couldn't do with $20 in their pocket.
Right. Yeah. So the only way to change that is money.
hmm And so
Money, 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 money,
they
money.
see the normal people every day when they go to the store, when they're walking down the street. They see those people, but they
But do they see
never.
them? Because a
That's what I'm
lot of
saying.
people in today's world, like the way we're so closed off, you can be around 20 fucking
Mm,
people in the store, but you're like there with a focus, right? You're not there
mhm,
to stop and
You're
talk.
tuning it all, everything else out.
Right. You're
mhm.
just power walking from aisle to aisle, then you're going to self checkout, going beep, 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 get me the fuck out of this store. And then you
And
go
Right.
most
home
people
back
are
to
sitting there
isolation.
thinking, please don't talk to me. Please don't talk to me. No one,
It's
please, no one talk
it's
to
like
me.
that thing that people say, you're hearing me, but you're not listening. They're
Right.
seeing it, but they're not really.
Capturing you.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? They
Right.
see you, but it's a passive see. Like
But
they're
they pay
passively.
extra attention to all their TV shows. And even the
Mhm.
TV shows that portray normal families are
Even
wrong.
that,
They're
yeah, even that.
still glorified. Like the
Mhm.
homes are very nice, they're very well maintained because they're sets, they're not actual homes, right?
Mhm.
So even though they make it look like a quaint house,
It's not a
it's not.
lived in
It's not
house.
like most people's
Hey,
homes.
right.
Right. So it's just not real. And then I think when the expectation of what they desire to become because of the things they look up to and what have you
Yeah.
comes into conflict with reality and any hardships that might get in the way or anything like that. But when those two things clash, like people get broke down, people get depressed and all
Mhm.
these things, and it sucks. It's not an easy fix, but I do really think it has something to do with glorifying all the extravagant things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I
Mm.
mean,
Anywho, that was a fun subject. That was a little depressing, but
no, I think it was good though.
No,
This
I
might.
did. I did see where they're coming up with like a propulsionless type of transportation in space,
yep,
where it uses electromagnetic
yes,
Mm.
stuff to propel the ships out and
right,
actually not have to worry about moving mass
right.
Mm.
Yeah,
out of
they're
the
trying to come up
gas.
with new propulsion systems.
Yeah,
And yeah,
which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah,
you
that
know,
sounds pretty cool.
I mentioned, I think in one of the previous episodes, or maybe it was just when we were talking on Discord, but they found a third, like,
Oh,
you know, how there's like
state of
a North
matter.
Pole and a South Pole, but
Yeah,
magnetisms have like a third state of,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
it
yeah.
wasn't a
um,
matter, but yeah.
but I wonder if some of that information unlocked some of these abilities that they're like things they're trying to build now. I'd have to research into it to see if it's even related, but it is fascinating. They've
It's
long
cool.
speculated like if aliens existed, well they would have to travel way different than we do.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
Maybe this is getting closer.
maybe.
There, there's theories that they already have that technology. They just never released it to the public. You know how that goes.
I think aliens live under the water.
It's possible.
Possible. I think they
Dude,
got them at.
if they make this propulsion system, they'd be able to use it underwater too.
Oh, really?
Like,
Yeah, they.
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The
Damn.
only problem then would be surviving the pressure, the water pressure under there. That'd be the only thing.
Yeah, water gets kind of heavy, and
It gets kind of
when you're
heavy.
when you're that far down, it applies a lot of pressure on you.
Hmm.
Facts.
Real quick, in the gaming industry, in the gaming world, former Ubisoft dev says the industry is at a crossroads as indie games grow.
Hmm.
I probably for the past 2-3 years always thought indie games were already making the industry a little weird now or back then, but now I can definitely see that being the case. Like there's a lot of indie studios dropping bangers after banger, and these AAA studios just can't keep up.
I
They just
mean,
can't hang.
but this is like the football player complaining about losing $6 million.
Oh,
These are big name
Get better.
companies that are
Get better.
bitching that they can't come up with new ideas and they're getting beat.
But here's the
yeah.
thing, it's not even most of these indie games aren't even coming up with crazy new ideas. They'll just
No, they're just
take
doing it better.
they just do it better, and that's what the problem is. But industries,
Oh my goodness, not competition, not in a
yeah, the
capitalist
studios
not in
just
a
can't.
capitalist society.
But like we've been seeing that this whole all of 2024, we've been seeing that with the whole Pal World thing coming out. And
Yeah.
then Pokemon's like, oh shit, someone's actually making the game better than us. And it's kind of like now they're trying to find different things to take down this company instead of just making a better game. It's not rocket science on a solution of what to do. It's not like no one's asking you to shut the company down and remake a new one and build it up from the ground up. Just make the game better, make it more
Well, and
enjoyable for the players.
ironically, the same people complaining release an article and people listen, right? But
Yeah.
a
Hmm.
small indie development company, they don't have the same ears.
No.
So marketing's easier for the big companies. Get a
Hmm.
little more creative. What the hell? Like, I don't know
That's
what
what
to
I'm
tell
saying.
you, but we live in a competitive country. The
Yeah.
whole fucking government, the whole system is designed on being competitive.
Right.
Right.
And
Literally, if you shut down everyone in that space, you're a monopoly, and we
yep.
have laws against it. So
Hmm.
get over it, I guess, is all I've got to say to those companies.
It's,
Yep.
Tweak your ideas, come
it's a
up with
skill
new and
issue.
fresh ideas.
Yeah,
You've
it's just
already
a
got the
skill issue.
audience.
It's a
You've
skill
already got
issue.
the people willing to drop $100 for a fucking game. Like, but indie developers, they can't charge 100 for a game. They got to charge like 14,
The max I've seen
10.
for an indie game is like $50,
I mean, that's substantial.
and
Like, I
that's
probably
rare.
would be very hesitant because sometimes you don't know what you're going to get. Some of them are great,
Hmm.
some of
Hmm.
them aren't. Um, but if Blizzard, Activision, whatever they are now, publishes a game, people are there. They listen, right?
Hmm.
They immediately go, oh, and then they watch it and they watch it, and then it comes out and it's $100 fucking, and they're like, man, that's fucking steep, but okay,
I
right?
give it. I get it. It's the same thing with the Call of Duty.
But
It's
indie devs don't
$70.
have that same opportunity afforded to them. So
No,
the big guys have a lot of fucking advantages, and in all, I guess all I got to say is womp womp.
that's that's really what it is. And these indie studios, a lot of these, I would assume a lot of these people have a regular 9 to 5 outside of game developing. And so there's really no real big excuse for these big studios to not have something that's gonna cost. If it's gonna cost me $70, god damn. You know what I'm saying? Like Black
Yeah,
Myth Wukong, I can see why people jumped to that game and was willing to pay that $70. That was an indie studio that made that game. But you
yeah.
couldn't tell. You couldn't
I
tell. And
mean, it's soul. It's like that one game, right? What is it called? Soul something
mm,
something souls.
Soul Dark
Dark
Souls?
Souls.
Yeah, Dark Souls?
It's kind of, isn't it an RPG game,
Yeah, it's kinda
right?
like it's like Elden Ring, but set with the
Elden Ring, I think is the
yeah,
one I was thinking of, where it's difficult. Like the boss fights are difficult. The
mhm,
gameplay is a little difficult, but it's really engaging and immersive because of it, right?
mhm, mhm.
So all they did, honestly, it seems like, because Elden Ring came out first, didn't it?
Yes, years
And
before, yeah.
then, right, and then, oh man, I have an RPG idea for this type of character, blah 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 blah,
Mhm.
and now I've got an example for what I want it to be. And then they made it, and people actually really, really love it because
And
the ideas are creative. It's not just the gameplay,
no,
right?
yeah, the story, the world, the lore, the characters
Right.
within that world, it's a bunch of things that play into
But
what
if you
makes a
had
good
to
game.
compare the two games, you've played both of them, right?
Yes. Well, no, I haven't played Black Myth. My friend played it. I watched him play it.
Okay.
Um,
But like,
but
would you say they're similar style, like similar games, just
oh yeah,
different like worlds and characters?
yeah, yeah. I would definitely say like in terms of
I was just making sure I wasn't over speculating because I've
no,
played
no.
neither.
There's similarities between Elden Ring and Black Myth Wukong. Black Myth Wukong is more of a it's more story focused. It
Okay.
there is a story that is being told there. While in Elden Ring, you're more of a it's more of like a typical MMO thing. Like you're the last whatever, and you're the savior of the land. Now here you go. You can find
Okay.
out the
So,
lore through playing, fighting bosses and cutscenes. Where in Black Myth Wukong, there's actual like a story progression that you're going through in
okay.
terms of the game. Um, the worlds are somewhat similar. Like there's little secrets you can find in both games, and they're both open world traversable. You can go just about wherever you want in the game.
Yeah.
And then there's those super hard boss battles, boss fights, where the dude's health bar is longer than the damn screen. So you got to
Right.
sit there and try 1 million times to finally get him to halfway, and then try another million times to actually beat him. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're both similar, but I think the reason why Black Myth Wukong was, I wouldn't say more liked, but a lot of people gravitated towards it a lot better because the combat and what
Okay.
the combat and what you can do as Wukong was just it was
Well, he's
amazing. People loved
Wukong,
it.
right?
You're right, right. And so
He's a legendary, yeah. Like I
they
don't know
added a
the
lot of
full
things to it.
backstory.
Yeah, I can't remember it either, but yeah, he there's a lot of like cool abilities and mechanics and combat stuff you can do with Wukong. You can change the weapon and it gives you different abilities or different stats, just like in Elden Ring.
Yeah.
And so they're both good games. The price points for both of them are different. Like Elden Ring came out at $59.99, I
Right.
believe, and then Black Myth Wukong was $69.99.
I don't know anything about that Wukong, but I know
But
how to play the League
it's
of
highly
Legends one.
likely
Hey,
whether they saw Elden Ring and went, "Oh my god, I've got my own idea," or they could have been working on it a long time before, but I
hmm
guarantee you they were inspired by something they probably played
definitely was
previously.
inspired by Dark Souls.
Um,
It gives a lot of Dark Souls to me.
yeah. So I mean, but that's how the world works, right? Like
hmm
somebody who writes a book is typically inspired by other things, whether it's the world around them, whether it's the um, whatever, a book they've read, articles, things they've read, comics, or things they've watched. Like they're
hmm
inspired by something.
Yeah, yeah,
We like to think we're super creative, but we're
super
also very
original.
much creative in spaces. So we get inspiration and then we can build on top of it and go, oh wow, yeah, like I have this vision and that idea and whatever. Um, so I think it just is what it is. This is the natural progression of games. And now that Unity, Unreal, all these different things are more available to people, and that there's AI to help reason about or get through complicated issues that arise during the development process of video games, it's just going to get more flooded with indie developers, people with their own ideas, and some of them will gain traction and some of them won't, just like they do today. And yeah, the big names are going to keep fading a little bit and a little bit because they keep making the same shit over and over and over again, and people are tired of it. Yup.
Mhm.
So get new, get original.
Get
And
good.
that's what the article was saying, you know.
Get her done.
Even
Oh,
though
I
these
couldn't do
big
that.
even though the
I was
big
going to say get her
studios
done, but I said it wrong because I was hitting the
get her
button.
done. But yeah, even though the big studios have the big budget, uh, players want a more unique personal type of, like, they want something more unique than what's out there. They want these studios to get more personal with their games and make
Yeah.
something that stands out a lot more than fucking Call of Duty or Battlefield than the same shit that's been coming out for years. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like anyone's running out of ideas. It's just no one is taking those chances, those risks to actually follow through with the idea.
I know, but as a result, right, that same initial grand waterfall of money that came in, all this revenue,
Mm,
it's tapering off because, yeah,
mhm.
you're losing people. They're just getting tired of it. Once you've leveled in Call of Duty 700,000 times, what the
And
fuck
you've
else is there to
gotten the
do?
gold skins
Yeah,
and
you got all the
Yes.
skins and stuff.
Like
Like, what
once
else
you
is
get
there
all
to
the
do?
stupid unlocks, and then you're like, oh, okay. The first game it took me 10,000 hours or 3,000 hours to get all the unlocks, every single one, right? And then the next game it took me 5,000 because they're just making it a little more difficult to get all of them. Put more time
Mhm.
into the game. Are people really going to sign up for like number 5 and 6 where it's 70,000 hours to unlock everything? Like, it's just insanity to me.
The
There are
only
people that will do
reason
it,
the
but
only
I think a
reason
lot of people are going to be like tired of this shit.
right. The only reason why I even wanted to play the new COD was because of the new movement mechanics. I was like, finally, there's something new other than just guns that I would actually be intrigued to see how that works. And it was the movement,
But
the
wasn't there a
Omni
Call of
movement.
Duty that had like wall running or something before that?
Black Ops 3, I want to say that was. It was
Yeah.
Black Ops 3. Advanced Warfare had the exosuit, so you can jump higher and like do air dashes. And then
Okay.
I think it was right after that. It was either Black Ops 3 or it was like another Modern Infinite Warfare. It was one of those where you can actually wall run and stuff like that. No, it was Black Ops 3. I remember it. It was Black Ops 3. You can wall run but they still technically had the exoskeleton type of thing going on from Advanced Warfare. And so
I
like it
think
was new, but it wasn't as engaging as the Omni movement in Black Ops 6 now.
right.
I would say. Like,
So
yeah,
I
it
think
added a depth to the map and gave you more freedom and movement, but it was still very like very linear in terms of like what you could do with it. So
yeah. I mean, it's interesting. However, I think the least or the biggest issue, right, is the one thing that stands out to you really is movement. And like
yeah,
that shouldn't be like that shouldn't cost you $70.
right, and that's part of why I didn't want to get it because I was like, I don't want to pay $70 for the movement, and then
Where's the
fucking
DLC
Shane
update
still
where
got it.
they
right, right.
modified the movement scripts? Like why they can do that for 6
10
bucks
bucks. Like,
or a
Yeah,
10. Yeah.
exactly. I
No,
don't
it's
know.
it's kind of a marketing scam, man.
It is.
Like
It
so
was.
repaint it,
sad.
resell it, keep going,
Because here's the
add one
problem.
little thing.
Because here's the problem. Once you get into the game and you finally like get to play use the movement and stuff, the shine and the prettiness of it just completely disappears once you get
Oh yeah.
in the game and you got to deal with all this microtransactions and the rest of the regular COD bullshit that you usually see. And then you're just like, oh, well, the movement's great, but that's about it. Cool, sure. So,
Yeah. It's kind of sad. But I mean Blizzard had a lot of they still do have a lot of opportunity because their world is actually quite in depth,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
Like all the main bad guys, the different races they established, and like the different sides and how they're warring and everything they've built in that world. They like it's so sad that they're just sitting on this entire world and they're not doing anything with it. Because the Warcraft movie, the last one, I actually really like. I enjoyed it, and I wish there was like a series of movies
They're doing
because
that better than they
Warcraft
do
is really
games.
cool, right? So like, I don't know. It seems sad that like it's just kind of dying at this point. Now Activision kind of has the reins, so it's all COD. It seems like, and they're Diablo. They're
We're not getting
doing
into
whatever with,
Diablo.
but World of Warcraft, I don't know that it's still there, but that whole world, I would really love to see it again on the screen. It's just it's fascinating, and the way that they do cinematography, at least Blizzard used to, and I know it's a different company now probably, but the way they used to do cinematography was very fascinating. You're right, Nuke.
Yeah.
You look like we just asked you to play Stumble Guys.
Do you want to play Stumble Guys? No? What about Rocket League? Still not much of a happy face. What the fuck?
Well, Rocket League pisses me off too. So what the fuck's it matter?
Facts. Facts. But yeah, I think we can probably call it.
Wrap it up already. So I think we end with our mindful moment. And today we talked a bit about personal growth and stuff. So, in the stillness of mindful awareness, every breath nurtures the seed of your potential. Allow yourself to blossom into the boundless garden of your own personal growth.
That was kind of
I knew
No
it was-
diddy.
the attitude.
And that's where we're going to call it for today, you cosmic beings. See you every Friday. Just remember, it's more than cannabis and coffee, it's a mindset. Whether you see us or hear us, you're part of the crew, and we want to hear from you. So make sure you reach out via Facebook, X, or Instagram, which you can find all at cannabiscoffeecrew.com. We've also been releasing TikToks and new animations through our YouTube. Go check them out. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you'd like to see more. Later.
Bye.
Peace.